How difficult is the process of hot bluing gun parts, and am I capable of it? Okay, welcome back to the channel. This is a video completely out of the realms of comfort for me. I've never done anything like this, the process itself, or a video like this. I'm not a tutorial channel. I'm not really in a position to tutorial anyone on most things, especially this subject. And that subject is gun bluing. Now, gun bluing is the process of controlled rusting a piece of metal, neutralizing that rust, and using that as protection. I think that's the best way to describe it for anyone who's new to air guns or new to the process of bluing. As you probably saw in the thumbnail, I'm going to be bluing the parts of a TX200. There's a long story as to how I came across this TX200 and a long story of how we got to this position. I've managed to get bits of footage along the way because I've only been able to get like an hour here and an hour there. A few videos ago, I spent some time with Adam Cole at Dutchy Shooting Association. He brought with him a selection of rifles. One of the rifles that he bought was a TX200. At this point, I was only shooting PCPs. I never really associated spring rifles to be of any use or any consequence or anything that I was ever going to want until I saw that TX200. But having looked into trying to get a TX200, they were very expensive. I was very lucky that a HW97, which is a very similar underlever rifle from Vyrock, came up at my local gun shop at Celtic Guns. I got a really good deal on it, so cheers, Bryn. If you take into consideration how much an HW97 was versus how much a TX200 was, you're probably talking in some cases, they're less than half the price of a TX200. However, roll on a few months and one came up for sale quite cheap. And I toyed with the idea of buying it. I couldn't afford it at the time, but I really wanted it. And I thought I didn't want to pass this opportunity up. So I went to see it and I ended up buying it. I don't want to say I regretted the decision, but I did have there was a little bit of a pang about it that made me think it's not as special to me as some of the other rifles that I had. It looked like a World War II relic. The barrel was really, I don't think it looked good. I don't think it looked well blued. I just think it looked like it had been rusted and had the surface rust knocked off. The stock looked too brown, like a creosoted fence panel is the best way I can describe it. Some people like that brown. I'm not into it. That old school, old war brown is not for me. It's shot fine, by the way. The rifle is absolutely mechanically sound. But rather than complain about it and like feel remorse for it, I thought, why don't I take the opportunity to try to bring it to a level that I like about it? Try and make it into something that I can really feel proud of. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of work to go from the black that it was to the shiny chrome that it is now. It could probably do a little bit more. I'm not gonna bother. I've got it to this position now. I've gone through all of the grits from 380 grit all the way up to 5,000 grit. You can still see loads of scratches, loads of bits. I'm not gonna get too deep into that. I trawled the internet, found some processes that looked good to me, and one of them was an American fella, and he had this stuff here called, I'll get my face out of the way a minute. It's called Mark Lee Express Bluing. It had to be shipped in from America, which took a couple of weeks, but I'm really glad that I have because it's here now. So what we're going to actually be doing is, from what I understand, you have to heat the part, layer that on, dry it off, leave it for a minute, and then boil it up. Boiling was going to be a problem for me because I had no receptacle to boil it in. I mean, you don't normally get cooking pots this big. In fact, I bought a fish kettle from a charity shop for a tenner, and it was about 2 inches too short. And I was livid, to be fair. I was really gutted about it. But what I'll do is I will show you, because it's easier than moving that camera. I've got now, and this is what we're dealing with now. This is where I'm going to be cooking my gun parts. Now, I was very lucky to have that made for me by none other than Adam Cole himself. I'm waffling a little bit. I'm going to try and calm myself down because I've been really excited about making this video. So I realised that I'm probably getting a little bit overwrought and a little bit carried away. So what I've made myself here is a little bench that I'm very, very proud of, to be honest. Bought a little vise off of Marketplace, give it a quick clean, sanded it off, painted it up, got a couple of these magnetic, soft jaws for it, mounted it onto this piece of wood here so that I can move it around the place, because this this is actually Jet's house, and this is her kitchen. Luckily, she doesn't watch any of my content. She's in hospital at the moment, and when she gets out, if she does watch this, she's probably going to go like this quite a lot, but get well soon anyway, Jet. Basically, I use this to sand everything. This has been really handy. It's been brilliant. I can take it outside, move it around. So this has been a good little base to work off of. I'm not going to show you the stock just yet. I'm going to save the stock for later on. You probably saw a little bit of how it's going, because that was a lot of sanding. And I didn't want to make it look brand new either. So I tried to keep a bit of the patina. I tried to keep it looking the same as it did, but just lighten it up, if that makes sense. But I'll show you all of that in a bit. Been out this morning and bought myself a little stick. That's going to go in here so that when it comes out of the boil, I can slide it onto there, and I've got somewhere where I can card it off. Carding it off is, I don't have a wheel. I don't have a grinding wheel or anything like that. Usually the way that they were doing it was they had a grinding wheel, and it had a soft wire brush, and they would get the process going. When it came out of the boiling tank, they would card it off on the big thing. I don't have that. So I've got some super fine wire wool and some normal wire wool. So it's going to be elbow grease for me today. That's the only way I can really do it. I've got my little temperature thing here, because you need to get it up to quite warm. It's about 180 degrees, I think, from what I can remember. Warm the metal part is 150 to 200 degrees. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this bad boy. So there's going to be fire, chemicals, and yeah, this could be disastrous. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be absolutely fine. The plan is now to degrease this. I need to get it fully degreased. So I'm going to go and do that. I'm going to go degrease it with some brake cleaner. Now, if you stuck with me this far, I massively appreciate you. I realise it's probably dragging itself out a little bit at the moment, but there was a lot of preparation that went involved, so I wanted to try to cover as much as I could. But believe me, when this starts to happen, it starts to happen quick. So stick around for the rest, because I was really, really, really happy with it. Now that that's been degreased, I don't want to touch it again with my bare hands. So what I want to try and do is keep that as clean as possible. So I need to get this up to a temperature. Now, a lot of people use the blowtorch straight away just to get it up to temperature. But I did see a guy. Putting it into the boiling water for like 15-20 minutes. That brought it up to temperature quite well, and it also degreased it a little bit more. It's just added cleaning. So I'm going to go out, get some water boiling, drop this bad boy in there. Let's go and do that. Right. Just while that's starting to boil, I've been agonising over how to format this whole video, how I was going to put it together, because I've never done anything like this before. So I do apologise if it all seems a little bit smashed together. Hopefully something's going to come of it, because I've been really looking forward to doing this. I can't wait to get this gun together. I genuinely can't. I've had to come I had to try and cover the pot up with the pot that I bought before that I beat to death. I beat that pot is so beaten up like that because I tried to get the parts to fit in it. Luckily, Adam made me that other one, but I'm struggling to get it to boil. I don't think they're burn as man enough, so I've used them to cover it. Something's happening there, though. It's definitely getting hot. Got some bubbles. So that's going in the right direction.
Many minutes later.
Now, I'm no expert, as you all know, but I'm guessing that this is because it hasn't been degreased properly. So I'm going to give it another degreasing, because I've got a feeling that will all show up. I don't know, but I'm going to get that off anyway. Oh, I don't know what those marks were. I've got them off as best as I can. The good thing about this Mark Lee bluing stuff, though, the guy I was watching only usually does 3 to 4 coats of it. The instructions say up to 10 processes. So I'm imagining that if you layer it up, it will hide any sort of indiscretions like that anyway. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. So what I got is this little plate here, and I got a little sponge. It's got a rough side and a smooth side. I'm going to go with the smooth side, obviously. And then apparently you don't need much of this. Just going to pour some in there. You don't want to pour it back into the bottle afterwards, so I'm only going to pour it out in little increments, like as I need it. It's been in there a fair while now, so I'm going to grab that, check the temperature, and we'll take it from there. Layer number 1, let's see how we can do. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab it right there. I'm going to grab it there with my little homemade tool. Tip out the water. Let's take it in here. Okay. Now, from what I can gather, you don't have to really rush this. You don't have to go nuts at it, but it does have to be dry. So I'm going to make sure that it's dry. Clean cloth. It does have to be bone dry so that you don't get streaks, but because it's so hot it will be dry, but it can't hurt to go at it with a little bit of a blow torching. Do you know what I mean? That's never going to hurt. I'm a bit nervous about these marks that are on there, but I guess it's just a case of trust the process, isn't it? It's just, I'm going to have to. Right, let me just check it's hot enough, actually. Where's my temperature reader? Right, that says it's 23 degrees. I don't think that that's true. Right, I'm going to have to just discount that for a minute because for some reason this thing's junk. So I think we'll have to use our best judgment, to be honest. It's a lot thinner metal down this end. Right, I'm going to go with that. I just got no choice. Right, let's do this. Oh, you can see that instantly. Instantly. Shit. I might have got it a bit too hot. I don't know. Maybe. Oh my days, you can see that instantly. Look at that. That's insane. I'm not going to worry too much because the guy didn't worry too much on his videos about making it even just yet. It's just a case of get it on, slap it on, make sure that it's even. No, make sure that it's everywhere, sorry, not even. Don't have to worry about that just yet. I think it was definitely hot enough though, ladies and gentlemen. I definitely want it in that crease there though, and in there. Right. Now you've got to let that dry again. Oh, I missed a bit. It's no good. Useless, isn't I? Okay. So now we've got to let that dry. Now I can see already that it's got loads of streaks and loads of different layers on it. I can see that I haven't got as much on this side, but I don't want to worry about that right now. All I want to do is let that dry off, not for too much longer, and then I'm going to drop it back into the boiling thing. Now we're just going to, that's going back in there now. I'm going to drop this in as it is, all right? There we go. Right, okay, so you see it's all brown. Looks a right mess, if I'm honest. I guess so far so good, I think. I think I don't need to rush. I think I just need to take a little bit more time about that. I think I probably got it too hot. It didn't need to be that hot. So I could probably just take it out, heat it up a little bit and be done with it. It only takes 5 minutes usually in the boiling water, but for the first go, I'm going to leave it for 10, and then it's going to be 5 minutes after that. So it should layer up pretty well, I think. Something's happening, isn't it? Something's going to happen by the end of the day. Stick around, because by the end of this, I'm going to hopefully have this gun all put back together, looking not new, but different. So yeah, but I'm nervous but loving it, I think is the phrase. That's 9 minutes. Let's do it again. Good luck, everyone. Let's do it. Look at that. Okay. It's gone black. That's definitely happened. Right, let me just heat this water off a sec. Try and get this water off. I think that's safe to say that that's dry. So now what I got to do is with some fine steel wool. Now, literally, take the residue off. Okay. All right. Dusty and on a fork. Sorry, Jet. I'll clean it. All right. That's okay. Ow. Right. I'm quietly smug. It's incredibly patchy, but you got to trust the process. Apparently, that patchiness is going to happen. I just have to be persistent. Ow, ow, ow. I should have got a welder's glove. Let's get around this knobbly bit here. Get in there. That's a really hot bit, that bit. Okay. I'm going to say that's carded, or at least something like it. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but that's already a really cool colour. That is already a really cool colour. I'm already buzzing with that. I'm very happy with it. So, right, let's use the back of this to just sweep all of those bits off, which is worth doing because, as you can see, right, let's give it a quick heat through again. Right, that's got to be it. Stop a bit more of this in there a sec. I'm shaking a little bit. I'm like all nervous and that. Right, so let's go again. This time I'm going to try and be a little bit more methodical. So I'm going to do long sweeps up through to try to get it as even as I can. And especially getting around in there. So yeah, long sweeps, and then I'm actually going to do this time, which I think I was supposed to have done the first time, is I'm going to dry it. Right, that's dry. I'm actually going to apply again, just because. Right, I want to go like that, like that. I'm going to just do straight sweeps of it all the way up through, just like that. And that's it. That's that application. That's application 2. Dry it. Okay, let's get it back in the bath. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's really nerve-wracking. It's really, really nerve-wracking. Okay. Okay, so we're going to go for 5 minutes this time. One thing that I definitely didn't consider was how quickly you'd run out of boiled water. Yeah, my advice would be always have a kettle of boiling water ready to go, because obviously because it's quite an open vessel. I should have thought really, I just didn't. Well, obviously this has been a bit of a panic, like I was saying. I'm going to try and do this next, because this is the third, this will be the after the second coat. So this will be removing the first, second coat, adding the third coat. After that, I'm probably just going to not bother recording it for a while, because they'll be exactly the same processes, if you see what I mean. I think I'm probably going to do as many stages as possible and just keep going until it starts to look good. And when it starts to look good, I'll bring you back. You don't want to see every single one of these stages, because they are pretty much going to be exactly the same. It's going to be me panicking, sanding, wire brushing, sorry. But I'll do this one. Yeah, we'll do that. So that's 5 minutes again. I hope you get a good view of that. The kettle's just boiling. Yeah, let's go again. Let's do it again. Right. Back on we go. This, I know that this is completely oil free, because I've literally just got it out of a packet. So just going to make sure that it's dry. Just keep checking for water. Obviously there's water going to come out of the hose. Let's get that out. Got all of the water off. Look at that colour again. Can you see that? Right, I'm saying that's dry. Right, let's go. This is very, very, very cool. It's still really patchy, not gonna lie, but I like the way it's going. I like the way it's headed. Ow. And get that right in there. Oh, it's looking all right, actually. That is looking better. Much better than the first one, obviously. I think it's just going to pay to layer it up now. Add more of it. And just keep going until that bit in the middle is the hottest bit. Absolutely bloody boiling. Making this little workstation, by the way, has been a game changer for this whole process, all the way through, from sanding it to now. That's looking bloody good. I'm actually really, really happy with it. I'm not going to show you yet. I'm not. I'm going to do... Right, let's get another layer on. Right, let's go with that. Trying to just be methodical for a minute. Now that we're getting onto the later stages of it. Not as much around that bit, but I think I might be getting it a bit hot, you know. I'm going to go as that. Let's dry it. Let's get my kettle ready. I'm going to pre-do this. I'm going to pre-do this because it wasn't like it last time. Bring that bad boy in. Let's take this bad boy out. Okay. Like I said, there's no point in me showing you every single one of these processes, because there's probably a very good chance that it's going to go into sort of 6, 7, 8 cycles of that. But I have to say, I'm absolutely, if it starts to level out over the next few coats, I'm going to be absolutely gobsmacked. I'll be so blown away by it. It already looks better than when I got it. That's the main thing. Before I cut to the next few layers ahead, this isn't a simple process. This has been a long, drawn out thing, as you could probably see from the beginning of the video when I was showing you how I've been prepping everything and getting everything to this stage. For someone like me who's, well, me, if I'm normally quite self-deprecating, don't normally have, it's not like I've got a negative opinion of myself, but I always think I could probably do a bit better. And I always think, you know, I've not taken something to its full potential. I've just always been like it. Don't know why, just am. But if this works, this is going to be one of the few times that I am very proud and pat myself on the back. It's looking great, by the way. It needs some more layers, it does. But if this works, right, so cut to in a minute, and yeah, I'll catch you when I've done a few more layers. I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.
Eventually.
So I've done 5 coats of it, and it's back in the bath now with its 5th coat on. And sorry, this is its 6th coat, so I've carded off 5. This is number 6. Don't know that I'm going to do many more after that, if I'm being honest. It's looking pretty swish. All of this has to be neutralised at some point. Now, I have been checking, and you're supposed to use baking soda to neutralise it, or it says it's not necessary if your last couple of coats were done in fresh water. I've just freshened the water up. So I might get away with not neutralising it with the baking soda, because I'm going to leave it in there now for another 2 minutes. Stressful. It's very stressful. I can't lie about that. It's pressure. Oh, and this happened as well. Look, the stick, just the broom handle, it just kept slipping down. I couldn't figure it out, and it's because I heated up the pads too much. They got warm and slipped, but no problem. They were about a £5. So not long left for this now. There's a couple of patches that I don't know if I've knocked it or jogged it or what have you. I'm not going to get too stressed out about it. If I was doing this for someone else, I'd be annoyed, because I think you're going to be able to see them patches. But it already looks infinitely better than it did. And for me, because this gun's mine, so I'm not gonna do my own editing over it. It is what it is. Overall, well, you'll see. You'll see. This is the 6th time. Yeah, this is the 6th time. So this is the 6th coat that I'm taking off. Here it is. So far. Okay. So I'm going to leave that there just a second, just to leak out a minute. Ow! That's the worst bit there. Around this thing is a real mission. I'd recommend, if you're doing this yourself, welder's glove, definitely. Do you know what, that blemish that I said about, I can barely see now, so I'm not going to tell anyone about that. You barely see it. I'm over the moon with it. I think this would be a lot easier with a wheel as well. It's a bench grinder with a carding polishing wheelie type thing on it. I think it would be a lot easier, but that said, there's something quite cool about being able to have a go at it, like, you know. Right. I'm not going to do any more than that. I think I could have got away with leaving it probably 1 cycle ago, but because I don't think it's made much of a difference. Now I need to just get it shiny. But look at that. That's not bad. I mean, I'll get you a better look of it in a minute, but that's not bad. Come on. Let's have a look. Right, the benchmark is, does it look better than it did? And I'd say yeah. Definitely looks better than it did. Let's get a light on, see if you can see it better with a light on. Right, so the trouble that I've had is there are some patchy bits, but I don't want to go too far with it. I like it. I'm going to put some 3-in-1 oil all over it and inside it and everywhere, and then I'm going to put it back together. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, right. So now, very liberally, I'm going at it with some of this. Don't know if it's the right thing to do, but again, it's mine, innit? I'll have a go. Right. Whoa, that's a different look. Whoa. Whoa. I'm genuinely flabbergasted. I'm genuinely blown away with that. It's freaking beautiful. I don't know if I can show you. That's bloody good. I did a good thing. Good Lord of the harvest, man. I'm going to leave that to soak with oil for a bit. What I might do is get my barrel cleaning kit and shove a couple of things down through the barrel, because I don't want any of that rust in gear to get down in there messing around with it. Right, so I've done the school run. I left oil on it while I was out, and I just poured all the oil off, giving it a dust over, and I gotta be honest, for my first attempt at barrel bluing, at any kind of bluing, I don't think that is in any way to be sniffed at. I can't really get good you see it in all this glory in a bit, and there is glory. It has it is glorious. It genuinely is glorious. There's obviously bits that could have been better, obviously bits that I've done wrong, and I definitely could have, if I was to do it again, would make improvements. But as it is, right, I'm gonna get it all put back together. I would film putting it back together, but to be completely honest, I'm going to be watching a YouTube video on how I took it apart in the first place. So it's going to just be a case of put everything back to where it needs to be, and then you can see how it looked in all its glory. That's what this whole video was about. The video was about bluing. It wasn't about taking it apart. If I do put a kit in it at any point, maybe I'll take it back apart and do a video of that. I'm not 100% sure. Just a little side note is I didn't blue all of these parts because I didn't know how I was going to get on with it. These parts didn't look too bad with their bluing, and actually it doesn't match too badly either. It looks alright. So looking forward to showing you that, and also, full disclosure, made myself a little bit of a mistake. I started sanding this off thinking, oh, I'll black everything. I'll just blue it all, but this is aluminium. So now I've just got a shiny aluminium bit on the back, which is a little bit annoying, because now hanging out the back of that, it's going to be quite obviously aluminium, but I would definitely find a way of colouring this. So just when you do see it all together, just forgive me for that, alright? That was a bit of a, I don't know. First time, innit? Point you upwards for a second before I show you what it looks like. Right, the gun's back together. Before I show it to you, I just want you to understand that the stock, it does need more, it definitely needs more coats and more bits and pieces, but for the sake of this video, I just managed to get everything back together. It will be coming apart again, and I will be redoing the stock, well, not redoing the stock, but more layers and more coats on the stock to bring it up to a nicer finish. I did say at the start of all of this, you know, that I had there was no love in this gun for me. I got special, all of my other guns have got special reasons for them, and this one didn't really have one. I just bought it out of it was a knee-jerk thing. It's definitely special now. I definitely think it's special now. Now, go easy on me in the comments, because some people might not like it. It might not be to everyone's taste, but it's definitely to mine. So yeah, do you want to see it? I'll show you. Come on, let's have a look. There you go. So the bluing, it's not the best in the world, but I absolutely did it. I'm absolutely buzzing with it. Look at that. I'm finding it impossible to find a good place to show you what it looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the GoPro here. I'm going to show you with this a minute. So this is how it looks now. And there you go. I mean, I'll take it out shooting at some point. I can't today. I got stuff to do. But look at this. Come on. Hey? What are you saying? See what I mean about the patina? I like the fact it looked used. I like the fact that it looked like it had some use to it. If I was to change anything now, I'd probably buff this inner piece up a little bit more. Maybe make that a bit shinier. And one mistake I did make, actually, was sanding the stock. I went over these a couple too many times over the stippling, and now they're smooth. They just look nice now. They're just decoration now. They're not real stippling. But do you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I think the bluing looks nice. Happy, ignore this little bit. That was me. Today was a long day. With that said, it was well worth it, I think you'll find. So now I've got a TX200 that I can be proud of. And yeah, now it's special. So thank you for joining me in this video. I know it probably wasn't the same as well, it definitely wasn't the same as my other videos, and it probably wasn't that informative. But it kind of just, I was going to do it, so I just thought I might as well make a video out of it. And yeah, beaming. Absolutely beaming with how that worked out. So I'm going to leave that one there. I keep saying that, but I'm actually going to leave that one there. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Genuinely, it's taken weeks and weeks to get to this stage now. It's taken weeks, and I'm glad. I'm glad it took weeks. Look at that barrel. Look at that. Look at it. Come on. So yeah, thanks for joining me in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Leave anything in the comments, any criticism, any comments, anything like that. I massively love reading all of them. I don't always reply to everybody, but I have been trying. It's just got a lot on at the moment. I've got to clean this kitchen up because Jet's getting out of hospital soon and she is not going to like the state of it. So I've got a lot of cleaning to do. So take care. See you in the next video. Look after yourselves. Like and subscribe if you want. If you don't want to, as always, it's up to you. You do what you like. It's your YouTube. Don't feel any pressure from me, but it would mean a lot if you did. Take care. See you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.